I'll say at 5:33 Eastern Standard Time on March 13th, we take this meeting, open this meeting, the Plymouth Village Water and Sewer District. And I'll begin by
The minutes?
meeting minutes. Yes, right. You want to make a motion,
Sure, I
Steve?
make a motion to approve the minutes
I'll second.
of the February 27th meeting.
Right, I'll second that.
So I was not here that meeting, so
Oh, right.
I'm not, can I second that meeting?
You can second it, but you can't vote.
Okay,
So it's one to,
so I do second it then.
Okay, well, and then
So
I'll
one-
say aye. I'm in favor of.
one to abstention.
And I
Yes.
abstain.
And then they're
Okay.
approved.
All right, manifest and payroll.
All right.
I'll make a motion that we approve the manifest and payroll as presented.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Autograph this.
Lots of autographs.
Yeah. Alright, so that's acceptance receiving, I'll put that aside. And EP.
Did you happen to vote today, Mr. Chair? We didn't either. Never mind.
Oh, no,
I'll ask you
yeah.
off camera, sorry. Forget the camera's here.
So new business.
Yeah, I didn't know if you
Annual
wanted to
meeting
talk a little further about town, annual meeting prep.
You mean specifically just to as a
Yeah, just-
refresher or a reminder?
We sort of did last meeting with the gentlemen that were here, but
Right.
it seems to me, and I think you would be the typical voice, but any of the board members can do this. It seems like we should say right at the beginning, we do have an ambitious plan for this year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, the question for borrowing, so, the amount is so high.
Yes.
And then I'm sure the moderator will let us go through either article by article, or we need to do an overview at the beginning, I think.
I would agree,
about-
yes. Just to say the same thing we have been saying, which is we are proposing a number of things, but that doesn't mean we are looking to borrow all of this money in one year. because we're just-
And also, the reason that we bundled them together was because the USDARD had advised us to get a larger package together, and they would be able to help with our funding, low interest loan,
Right.
and grants. So
Right.
we may be up to 25% in grant money.
Right, we do hope.
And we're gonna use that to leverage some state grant money as well. So, we can go through the individual projects. Certainly, we'll have to with the warrant articles, but it seems like we should make a presentation at the beginning that will answer people's questions that, we
Right.
know will come up.
Yeah, I guess we have to also explain that things may change. I mean, there are other variables. We don't know about interest rates, for example,
Right.
which may affect our decisions, or is the cost of steel going to go up? I mean, that could be a big
Right.
cost in some of our projects.
Yeah.
So,
And this, but I'm gonna have available to everybody, we're making a poster that we'll put back here that explains the bundling. And, this can be a discussion point,
yes.
Talking points.
talking points, yeah.
Yes.
The benefits to bundling and how we've done our planning with the master plan and the engineers. And the total projects that are eligible for borrow is 16,900,000.
Mm-hmm.
And, if we're fortunate, we could get 4,225,000 in grant money from USDARD. Plus, there's another 225,000 pledged from DES, and maybe more. So, I think folks need to know. If you just weren't following, you came in and we're asking to borrow $17 million, that is going to surprise everybody. But we do have a method to our madness,
Mhm.
if you will. So we're going to have that up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we can have this too. This is sort of a summary for each warrant article, the bonding ones.
Yes.
And we've got the budgets, that, with all this bonding, we're also approving our regular operating budget. So we'll have that for everyone. We'll have the highlights of the budget. And this is the notice for the bonding hearing. And if anybody's interested to know how much we have in capital reserve, we'll have that available. Our debt service is here. People want to know what we have already borrowed. We have our capital improvements plan available. We always have most of these items available at our annual meeting as well. Information about rates. And then I think the last piece is the maps that go with the projects. And we've put them up on the wall here so that people can,
Oh, that's good,
sometimes
yeah.
it's nice to a picture's worth 1,000 words. You can
Yeah.
explain, where Force Main, the third Force Main is coming across,
Yes.
how those projects are going to be synchronized. So I think we're well prepared. We'll see it's going to be five individual votes. Ballot open an hour, but I don't know if you all feel comfortable and want any information from us. Of course, Jason will be here to explain the
Oh, that's good.
science and the
Yes.
technology.
Yes.
I think Jason's probably the most valuable resource on that line, because he has it pretty much on the tip of his tongue.
He does for the science and the
Yeah.
technology, absolutely, yeah. And he's very good at it, and he's got a nice manner.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to
No, that's good. I
get
think that's
that out there.
well covered. Thank you. And on to old business. Audit agreement.
Yep. We had gotten into a 3-year agreement with Melanson Heath,
Yes.
and so this is really just signing off on what the board had already agreed to. This is their
Right.
it's their engagement letter.
Yes.
So it needs no motion?
Yeah, I think you should probably
Alright.
move to approve
This
it.
came up at the last or the prior meeting, I guess.
No,
Oh, did okay.
no, I got it the next day, I think.
Oh, okay.
This is an agreement, or?
This is the audit, they've started already. 3 years ago, the board approved a 3-year agreement with the auditors, so they've begun, but I think they probably have to have a letter of agreement every single year.
Yeah, so make a
it's just a
motion to
formality.
approve the letter of agreement between district and Melanson Heath for our auditing.
And they have already started.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
And then there's a
All
signature.
those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Good.
All right. Subdivision and site plan review.
Yeah,
notice.
this is why we can't use we had to borrow the speaking podium from the high school because the planning board is meeting tomorrow night in the town hall, and we usually borrow theirs. But Mike McGinley has applied for a site plan review out at Riverside Landing and also a subdivision out there.
Where is that?
That is next to the liquor store.
Okay.
That whole piece was
Yeah.
his.
So, is this site up on the street or back?
It's up on the street, I believe. He's planning to put in a 4,400 square foot convenience store and gas station with 6 gas pumps, 23 parking spaces. I think there's gonna be a little store.
Okay.
Okay.
Will it connect to that
The driveway?
Yeah, is it gonna curb cut onto Route 25, or do you access it from the,
I'm pretty sure it's gonna curb cut from Route 25. There was some discussion at the planning board meeting, and I happened to watch that video, where they asked about having it join with the liquor store, and I think over time he's gonna do that, but not now.
So this will be a new sewer connection then to the,
This will be a new sewer connection,
Yes,
that's
okay,
correct. Yeah,
okay.
and there'll probably be a new main line extension agreement.
Mhm.
But I think he can connect to his own main line. I don't think he has to come across the road.
Oh, okay. All
To
right.
do it.
All right. Because there'll be agreement regardless of which way he.
Right. we're aware, he met with Jason, we're aware that he's going to do this, but we don't have his plans or his application
Right.
here yet.
Okay, so this is just
Yeah,
on notice?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
I mean, we need that before we can do anything.
Okay. So, other old business, you had been approached by Steve Rand and Alex Ray about a meeting?
Yeah, I reached out to them, I haven't
Right.
heard,
Yes, you
I
did,
reached
yeah.
out to Steve,
Right.
and I asked him if,
Yeah, you copied me
oh,
on
wait,
that.
did I copy, yeah, I think I had Alex's email too, so I just haven't heard back.
Okay, all right, just curious about that.
Steve had asked, I don't think it's town meeting dependent to have the meeting either, but Steve Rand had asked if we would sit down with him and maybe Alex and maybe a few other people if he wanted to, an informal meeting to look at the plans for Route 3 and Main Street.
Yeah.
Steve would like to satisfy himself that there isn't a Green Street alternative route, let's put it that way. And I did explain to him that
But there is not a Green Street alternative. or
there is not. I mean, we're not pursuing a Green Street alternative, and even if
And
there was
he
a...
wants us to?
He wants us to be sure that, he wants, I think, to hear that
We-
we have not exhausted any,
You know, he's
Wants to-
interested, and he's a business person,
Sure.
and he's a state rep, and if he wants us to sit down with the engineers and just spread out the maps and look at it, he can ask them questions, I said,
Okay.
sure, we can do that. Even if there was a way to get the main lines off Main Street, people would still have to connect, and you'd still be ripping up Main Street.
Well,
To the cross connections.
If we were going down Green Street, how would we, how would you horizontal bore from all of the Main Street businesses under those train tracks?
Exactly. I told him I'd give him an audience, and I talked to Mike Terrio about it and Jason, and we'll sit down with him because he politely asked, and
Sure.
he's interested in...
Will he come to a meeting then?
No, we'll do it. We'll do it during...
yeah, I mean, it all,
Chris said he would like to come.
right.
Anybody can come. I wouldn't do it. in a meeting.
There are a number of complications. I mean, I'd like to hear it firsthand too from engineers and from Jason as to all the issues involved, but I think it's unfortunately, it's not a simple matter.
Right.
Yeah, from what I've heard already.
Right. But I haven't heard back from him. I said,
Right.
I said something, give me a couple of dates and we'll try to work
Yeah,
something out, so,
of course we do that.
yeah.
I think that covers everything. All my questions for the moment. So we have purchase recs via consent agenda. This week we have 5. Number 1, $630 even to payable to Clean Waters for polymer. Number 2, PO even amount of $1,500 to Wharf Industries for the annual report. Oh, that's the printers.
And by the way, it's cheaper this year because the superintendent's report was a couple pages less. Your report was smaller, and we took out the several notes pages that no one ever uses, the blank pages.
Oh, yes,
So we
okay.
don't need those, get them out of there, because we
Okay.
pay by the page.
Right, of course. Okay. Number 3, $728.10 payable to North Central Laboratories for pH buffers for lab equipment calibration. Number 4, $658.53 payable to Environmental Express for lab filters and sample bottles for BOD testing. And then lastly, $900 even to Penta for a new valve between sludge pumps and the dewatering press.
Yes, and the purchase order says it wasn't put in during the 2010 renovation. That's not the right word.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the purchase orders as read by the chair.
Second, all those in
So-
favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
While you're signing, I'll announce our annual meeting is Thursday, March 15th at 6 PM, and the next commission meeting is scheduled to be March 27th at 5:30.
And there's no public, so no public comment. So I make a motion, we go into non-public session pursuant to 91-A:3, section 2A on a personnel matter.
So moved.